Wow. Hello creators. If you're here today, that means that you're interested in how to keep the spark alive on your small and growing channel. And of course, we're trying to balance creativity, your growth, and your mental health. It can definitely seem like a balance act, but I hope that I can provide you with some ways that you can keep the creativity and avoid burnout. Let's get into it. All right, guys and girls, so the first tip is reconnecting with your why. You want to find out your why because that's what's going to lead you to being able to sustain being creative and sustain the creativity for your channel as you grow. Whether you started YouTube to build a community, whether you started to express yourself, or even just to show your insights and what you want to see out on YouTube as a platform, you want to make sure that your why is the basis for what you do here on YouTube, and that you stay constant with it. Whether you have it posted on the wall, in your workspace, on your phone, somewhere that you can always see it as a daily reminder when you're creating, that will help you stay grounded and go further as you start this YouTube journey. Step number 2, you want to embrace imperfections. Step number 2, you want to embrace your Step number 2 is you want to embrace your imperfections. You want to shoot for the moon right away. You want to pick a achievable goal to start out with, and then once you crush that goal, you want to make another goal and crush that goal, and then so on and so forth until you build the skill set possible to really do the bigger, grandiose ideas that you have. Trying to go for perfection right off the bat always going to lead to you falling flat on your face and ultimately giving up on what you set out to do. So you want to take small wins, turn those small wins into bigger wins. All right, guys and girls, so tip number 3 is going to be setting realistic goals. So like I said, you don't want to shoot for the moon right away. You want to make sure that you're taking time to set realistic goals, and you're going to take it step by step. Set one small goal first, crush that, then set another goal, and so on and so forth, so that you can build consistency and that you can build a level of work ethic that you can maintain. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew, and you don't want to set yourself up with goals that are really unattainable for your current level. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't build up to a higher level, of course not. And with work and with time comes the ability to be able to do bigger projects and to be able to tackle more goals at one time. But you want to make sure that you are setting those small goals, because the small goals are going to lead to the big wins, which of course will lead to success as you gain more skills in creating content and being able to really show your ideas to its fullest on YouTube. Tip number 5 is to batch your work. So batching your work means that you're either going to shoot all in one day, and then you'll choose another day where you're going to edit all in one day, or you're going to shoot multiple videos and edit in that same day if you like to, but you'll have the multiple videos that you can go ahead and edit through, and then you're not always setting up and tearing down your sets. You can go ahead and get them all done in one go. That way, that saves you time and it maximizes on time as well. Imagine if you have to set up a scene, break it down, go to the next scene, set up, break it down, just all for one video. At the end of that one video, you're going to be too tired to do any more content. I also like to plan content days. So of course, if there are other people in your niche that you can collaborate with that also do content, then it'd be great for you all to get together, use your skills to help each other create content, and that way you're going to be able to maximize your output and maximize the quality of what you're making. That also helps. I have good photography and videography friends who I always constantly reach out to in order to collaborate and to help each other film and edit for each other's channels. That way we can all maximize on the quality of content that we're putting out to the world. Tip number 6 is to take breaks and set boundaries. I just did a video on how to set boundaries as an artist. I would love for you to check it out right here. But you want to make sure that you're setting boundaries and taking breaks. You're no good to anybody if you're always on go, and if you overuse yourself to the point of burnout. You want to make sure that you're taking healthy breaks, that you're setting boundaries. If you know you need to film one day and it's your only off day, maybe film half the day, put your phone on D&D, and then you spend the later half of the day resting or helping with family activities or whatever else that you have to do in your life. But you want to make sure that you're setting those boundaries and that you're taking rest. You have to be well rested in order to be creative, and you need to be at your fullest in order to get all your creative ideas out front. All right, guys and girls, so tip number 7 is going to be engaging with your community. You want to make sure that you are engaging with the people who are responding to your content, whether it be positive or indifferent. You want to make sure that you're engaging with all the comments and with people who you can build a relationship with. I believe that it's very strong outside of just chasing viral fame, that you really make those type of genuine connections, because that's what's really going to thrive your creativity and passion for content creation, and it's going to sustain you as you see people who can give you feedback on the things that they liked about the videos, maybe some things that they feel like you can improve, and which are things you can take with a grain of salt, but you want to engage with them nonetheless, because that's going to build that rapport, and it brings them in on the creative process, and they feel like they have a small hand in making the content that you're producing, which is going to make them want to come back and view more content and engage with you further. Being distant and acting like, you know, you're Kanye West or somebody who is uber famous, where you don't have to engage with the people who helped you get to where you are, is definitely not going to help your growth on YouTube or any social media platform, because at the end of the day, without people viewing the content and without people really just interacting with us and what we make, we're really just talking to ourselves. All right, so tip number 8 is celebrating the small wins. I don't care if it's getting your first subscriber, hitting 10, hitting 100, hitting your first video that you finished that you spent hours to make. However, whatever the small wins are, you want to make sure you're celebrating the small wins, because that's going to keep you motivated. Every win is such a huge benefit to your journey on YouTube, and it's going to help you grow not only as a creative but also as a person. When you take time to celebrate the small wins, a great comment, somebody interacting with your video that just found your content and they love what you do, celebrating those are going to make the difference between whether or not you're going to last long in this YouTube game. I know it's been a long video. I appreciate you if you're still staying and watching the video, checking out these tips. And tip number 9 is to seek inspiration outside of YouTube. So you want to make sure that you take time away from looking at the analytics, from looking at the screens, from checking the numbers, from always researching. Take time out to watch movies, to spend time with family members and friends, maybe run a marathon if that's something you're into. Seems like that's a big thing Peter McKinnon and the guys are catching up to now. But you want to, make sure you have other things outside of YouTube that also can feed you inspiration and can keep you inspired. That way you can bring those inspirations to YouTube when you do decide to pick up your camera again and make content. And we're on the last tip of the video. Again, I want to thank you all for staying tuned to the end of the video. But tip number 10, which is going to be that this is a marathon and not a sprint. YouTube is definitely a long game. Consistency is key, and you want to make sure that it's not about how fast you blow up on YouTube, but whether or not you can maintain the work ethic and work quality that you're putting out on YouTube. And that's really what's important. You want to take your time, make sure you're prioritizing your well-being, make sure that you are taking those breaks and setting those boundaries, and that you're even setting up an upload schedule, a shoot schedule, and an editing schedule, so that way you can have those dedicated times, which are going to lead to consistency, which is going to lead to your wins on YouTube. You want to make sure that you're doing all that, because those are the things that are going to help you in the long run. So remember, don't look at anybody else's success. You are your own person. You want to make the videos that mean the most to you and to your channel, to really show who you are as a person. And that's what's going to keep you growing on YouTube, and really what's going to bring the right audience to your channel. So I hope that you all enjoyed the video. If you found any value in this video, make sure you hit the comment section. Let me know how you prioritize your well-being, how you set your boundaries, and what you thought about the video as a whole. And then make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that matter. That's gonna help me keep bringing videos to you guys and girls. I wanna hit everybody. So I do appreciate everybody who checks out the channel, no matter who you are or who you self-identify as. I appreciate you because I do believe in building a community of photographers that help photographers grow. Iron sharpens iron, and like always, I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Stay well.